Last Saturday, March 7th, 2026, was the day on which the committee overseeing the implementation of the 10-point agenda between our late leader, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, and President William Ruto was expected to release its final comprehensive report. As Kenyans now know, that did not happen. And in their continued contempt of Raila's express intentions as stated in the document appointing the committee, they chose instead to do their own thing, releasing a report yesterday, not to the public as required by the appointing authority, but to a select few. The Linda Mwananchi leadership has long held that the mandate of that committee was limited in time and scope. When they were appointed, it was stated in plain English that they would be required to present progress reports every 2 months, with a final report on the 7th of March 2026. This finality deliberately falling neatly on the same date as the expiry of the 2 signatures on the document. Their sole mission, therefore, was to ensure implementation of the 10 items and deliver a final report on the 7th of March, period. What we witnessed yesterday was a shameful charade meant to hoodwink the public that the MOU had been implemented when it is obvious to all Kenyans that nothing could be further from the truth. This fact became apparent in a most embarrassing manner when attendees led by the Governor Cecily Mbarire openly challenged the president on the contents of the so-called report. Observers would also have noted that the president purported to extend the mandate of the committee by another 60 days in the same meeting where Dr. Oburu Odinga had earlier argued that there was no time limit in the implementation of the MOU. The confusion that Kenyans witnessed at KICC yesterday is enough proof that the so-called broad-based team are aware that they are lying not only to Kenyans but to themselves. We want to also make it clear that the ODM PG, as an organ, has no powers under the party constitution to make decisions such as they purported to make yesterday. You will recall that prior to and during the signing of the now expired MOU, it was the party's National Executive Committee under the leadership of the late Raila Odinga that processed and superintended the process. The purported extension is therefore ultra-vires, unconstitutional, null and void. Be that as it may, we have also held the position that whether or not the MOU had been implemented cannot be a matter of conjecture. If abductions and extrajudicial killings stopped after the signing of the MOU, we would all know because we all live here. If counties have received 450 billion shillings in shareable revenue in the current financial year, we would all know. If indeed Ruto and his government honored their pledge to respect the identity and integrity of political parties, it would be obvious to all of us. Today, we wish to present to Kenyans the true report detailing the failures in implementation of the 10-point agenda, breaking down each agenda item and the falsehoods used to wrap them. Indeed, we have noticed that at the tail end of its mandate, the committee suddenly started traveling across the country, purporting to be conducting public participation. Yet the resolution to the 10 agenda items lay squarely with the regime of President William Ruto. Our expectation was that the committee would be domiciled at State House, seeking answers there on a daily basis. We present this report to seal any gaps that the committee and the regime may use to fool Kenyans that all is well in our nation. The decline in the national values espoused in the preamble to our constitution is a grave cancer that cannot be cured with short-term painkillers. The nation must confront these failures and hold the government accountable on each count. We are obliged as leaders to rise to the occasion and reject attempts to lull us into slumber with lies packaged in beautiful gift wrappers. Thank you very much. That is a statement on behalf of this team.